lot of people will recognize me and they'll be like, oh, bro, you're the fucking funny cunt, bro. I'll fucking bash you, right?
Like Neel, Superwog, and like My Chonny. You guys were like the Avengers for ethnic kids here in Australia. Like we looked up to you guys so much.
Someone will say the classic, give us fucking money, cunt.
Classic.
Welcome back to Critical Banter, where we take the best bits from your favorite late night shows and package them into a podcast. Today, boys, I always say it, but it is a very, very special episode, just like you, mate. Today, we are having the podcast sensation, YouTube sensation, comedian, and our childhood heroes, Neel Kolhatkar, on the episode, unreal episode. And for today, as per usual, we will be reaching around him in so many different ways. And we'll also be playing the fan favorite, TikTok favorite, podcast GOAT segment, What is the Question? But before that, to wrap up the week, we have me, Miguel, we have Senthurin.
Hello.
And Rohit John Ninan.
G'day.
I gave him the gubby. Everyone's gubbies are going to be revealed.
Being revealed. All right, Miguel Lorenzo Cardenas. Apprecio Cardenas. That's right, double-barreled middle name, can you believe?
It must be so nice.
I got a quick update, actually. So Manny, a couple of weeks ago, said that he was starting his DJ career. He wanted to perform at the festival, at the New Year's Eve festival.
New Year's Eve in the park, I believe.
Whatever it's called, right?
Yeah.
That's in a couple months from now.
A couple months. Actually, at the end of the year.
When can you use a couple of months? Because like
Couple
the festival,
means 2.
No.
You can push
Yes.
it to 3.
I don't think you can.
Because technically,
What's a couple?
couple is 2. Few is 3 technically, but people don't use few as 3.
Because it's a weird thing to say a few months from now. You can say a few weeks
No, but
from
people
now.
say a few weeks, but they don't always mean 3.
Well, when I say we'll record this in a couple of weeks, I'm anywhere between 2 and like 10. I say.
That's stupidity. It should be 2, but I can stretch it to 3.
Yeah.
Maybe 4.
So okay, let's say we go 3. 3 onwards is what? A few weeks.
3 to 5, few.
Few.
Yeah.
4 onwards, you have to use a bigger word.
You have to, yeah.
What is the other
Gather
word?
That seems distant. Because if couple and few don't seem distant.
Okay, all right. Well, let me rephrase that then. Manny wants to perform New Year's Eve at the park 9 months from now.
Thank you.
A whole pregnancy away.
But to get to New Year's Eve at the park, right, you need to have gigs.
Yeah.
You can't just go
can't just
from
rock up
DJing
on
in
the
your
day.
backyard to heading out to a festival to DJ.
I've seen the backyard DJs on TikTok. They're kind of good.
Maybe, but I don't
New Year's
think...
Eve in the park would be lucky to have some of those TikTok DJs.
They would, but I'm saying, I assume they also do gigs. Like they're not just on TikTok, like
Maybe you're right.
making beats, right? I've got a gig for you.
Oh, here we go.
So my brother is turning 21 on March the 19th. Birthday party, March 18th. He's asked, you know what? If Mix wants to DJ, he can DJ. So you've got
Couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks.
3 weeks to get your affairs in order and get on the decks for someone's 21st. That's your first gig. Thoughts?
Get paid? Is this paid or is this you get paid in exposure?
Surely the love of the sport, man. I can't
You're a
ask.
purist.
I can't ask get paid and fuck up the whole party.
That's fair.
Could be on. I'll need to get the decks out of the box again as they've been packed away because I've used this space. We will see.
What's the vibe for a 21st? What kind of music would you be playing? You know, you're not playing Old Town Road or
No, I back
Cotton Eye Joe.
Rohit's brother. Rohit's brother
World.
seems more in touch with common man music.
Well, my brother produces music, so
But then
is that pressure
that's
then?
pressure there because
Exactly.
he knows music.
no, but he doesn't care. He's like, yeah, Mix can DJ if he wants. Like, it'll be fun.
Did he actually say that?
Yeah, dude, I'm not making this up. I literally told him, I'm like, Mix is DJing, and he's like, oh, does he want to DJ at my party? I'm like, he hasn't done any DJing.
That was his
before.
logical jump. He's like, you're like, Migs can DJ. He's like, oh, does he want to do my party?
Yeah, because like he's
Did you tell him he started 2 weeks ago?
yeah, I did, and he's like, oh, that's fine. It'll be fun. Like he needs to practice, so he can DJ at the party.
Does it?
Rohit's brother is a better man
I was
than
going to
Rohit.
say, yeah. Is he going to provide like speakers and stuff? Or does
Yeah. It's the party's
It's at
gonna
a
be
venue.
So it's just plug and play then? You just rock up?
the venue in Rouse Hill, one of the pubs that we often
Oh, yeah.
go to. So
Yeah.
he's having it there, and
I'm sure speakers provided by the venue.
Yeah.
But I have to bring laptop,
The decks. Yeah. But then that's what I was saying, like pre-mix the songs.
No, that's what now that I've thought about it in these past few minutes from just hearing about it,
yeah.
I would thought You create a premix as a backup.
Dude, premix it.
But like that's a backup.
mine.
If I start fucking up, play on some 3-hour mix I already have.
Big
and-
Booty Mix Volume 17. That's all
Exactly.
track.
No, I'll play the part. Some disc scratches every now and again.
Yeah.
But it's a pre-mix. But also, it'd be a great opportunity to try some live mixes.
Well, what you can do is you can do a 2-hour premix and then 30-minute
Live.
free balling and just seeing what happens.
See if anyone
The
notices.
quality drops off
Yeah.
immediately.
Could be on. I will say, could be on. Give it a go.
Well, you guys went to my brother's 18th party. You were famously there.
Gate crashed.
Day crashed. Actually, the DJ on that occasion didn't show up. So my brother had booked a DJ,
What?
didn't show up, and so we had to call one of our friends who does DJing
Yeah,
on
I
the
feel like I
side.
remember this. Someone just did it.
Yeah.
I remember
and
there
he-
was a DJ there.
Yeah, but he wasn't the original guy. The guy just didn't show up. So we called one of our blokes who does DJing, who actually DJ'd at New Year's Eve at the park, funnily enough.
So that's the career trajectory.
Yeah.
You do a 9 party, and then you do New Year's Eve in the park a while later.
One year later.
Exactly.
Formula to success. I think I'll have to
so
take
you
it
have
up
to
on
take
your-
this
I
then.
think I have to.
Yeah. Agreed. So the offer is there if you'd like to take it. Have we thought of a DJ name yet?
I'm yet to think of a DJ name. I've got no updates on that. I have no DJ name.
That's right. We'll think of one before the party.
Party, yeah. And so you can come as well. Why not? You can be security. Like,
I'll be a bouncer.
actually, for my brother's 18th party, we were there and watched a guy pull a knife on another guy. That was interesting.
I wasn't sure if you're going to tell that story.
Some guy decided to do like caps at an 18th
house
birthday at a
party.
house party.
when no one else was doing caps.
Yeah, literally no drugs, no other drugs were being consumed. And this
Just with
guy,
alcohol, that's it.
yeah, to pop a pill, and then just started getting very aggressive. And then like one of the guys that we know who was invited like as a guest, but also took it upon himself to be security,
Which I respect highly.
had a knife in his back pocket, and he pulled it. He's just like, "Go home, mate. Just go home."
You can either keep gurning here or you get the knife.
You know what I think is actually an interesting timeline? So that 18th, right? And now it's the 21st. I think that 18th party, we came from the gym set.
Yeah.
And I think that was the last time
Probably.
around that era. And then now recently you've signed
Picked
up
it
for the
up.
gym again. So every milestone of
yeah.
Rhodes' brother, you're back at the gym.
Back at the gym. Just for this. That's why I'm doing security at the gym. That's why I have to get swole before then.
Oh, dude. It's unreal, actually. It's blown my mind.
So 21st is like a pretty big milestone. Is 25 a milestone? Because I'm turning 25.
Nah, not for me. Just, I mean, if you want to do something, go ahead, but
It's not a whole hurrah. You can have a birthday party, but it's just like another birthday.
I think the next one's 30. The dirty 30 is what they call it.
That's a
Been
long way
dirty your
away.
life, man.
No, that's
Also, just going off this one more. Your girlfriend for her 25th party wants to do a sweet
Yeah,
16th
that's-
themed party.
I feel,
Did you actually say
Yes.
that?
yes, and with full seriousness.
I feel like this
wow.
is,
That's entering Gilfie Sigurdsson
Yeah.
territory.
this feels illegal.
It's like dress up how you would have when you were 16.
Bruh. I don't want to
throwback.
touch. I still got my year 9 uniform. I'll put it on. Or year 10 uniform. See if it fits.
Schoolboy
Yeah.
outfit.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm gonna have to veto that idea.
That rubs me the wrong way in so many ways.
Did you ever see a 16 party when you were 16, not when you were 24?
No, I don't think so. Maybe boys are at the house, but nothing major.
Yeah, I'm thinking of actually having a party for my 25th because I haven't had a party
Is
for a
this
long time.
fundraising again, or
Yeah,
no,
where are you going now?
is this for you or for the people?
You want to tell that story so it actually makes sense in context?
Well, yeah, for Ro's 21st, he was going on exchange. So we thought, I'm going on exchange in June. My birthday's in May. I need funds to go overseas. So the man has never thrown a party in his life. Threw a massive, lavish 21st, but only invited his friends, his family friends, and like his cousins, and not the boys, because he knew he would get no money from the
No
boys.
money, yeah.
And so obviously he was right, because all his family friends and cousins gave him hundreds and thousands of dollars.
Invitation in bold and underlined.
No box gifts.
I don't think I had that. I think it was just a given.
You absolutely
No, you said it because no one came with a box gift.
Yeah, no, as in like,
Except for us, we absolutely came with the box gift because you weren't going to get
Hey, whenever you ask for your birthday, we do the opposite. No box gifts, box gifts. No surprises, 3 surprises.
anyways, 25th, I'm not going anywhere. This is just, I actually have not had a party, a consensual party. 24 was a nightmare. Well, you guys threw me a surprise party, which I didn't want. So maybe I'll throw myself a party that I do want.
It's on record, right? You're saying big words.
We'll see. But
You're not only going to let the people you might invite down, you're going to let the listeners down if you don't have this party.
no, I'm excited. I'm keen to have a party. But what does that even
That's
look
what you
like?
said for your 21st.
No, I've never.
You said Rager. That came out of your mouth.
Did it?
I don't remember this, to be honest.
in the planning stage, you're like, oh, dude, could be good to have a rager, blah, blah, blah. And
Nah.
before you know it,
Never happened.
family and
It was at a church.
It was the exact opposite of a rager.
It was at a church. 25th will not be at a church. Although maybe it could be good to go back there and just run it back one more time.
If we're allowed to bring alcohol, I'm in.
Yeah, you'll be allowed to bring
Oh, okay, then I'm in.
That's fine. Okay, on record. 25th. We'll see how it goes.
All right, quick update as well, boys. 2 weeks ago, we spoke about how, well, Manny, for you at least, me and Ro spoke about how we match fixed our social Tuesday night Oztag game.
I still can't believe you've proudly said this with your chest.
Look, I'm not proud of what we've done, but I still think it was very impressive that we did it. And it's even more impressive now. The update was it worked. So we match fixed to make sure. So going into the last round, the team that we wanted to stay fourth, remember we lost to them, they were still fourth. The team that was coming fifth was fifth as well. Going into the last round, we're like, okay, it's up to them now.
It's in God's hands, yeah.
Exactly, it's in Allah's hands. So if they win, they stay fourth. So it's in them. Come Tuesday, it was bucketing down.
Wow.
The Lord had answered our
The
prayers.
rain gods.
The heavens opened up, and hundreds of mils of rain came down, and the games were called off. And then we got the text message: they weren't going to replay the last round. We're going straight to semis. So, boys, going into this week, we're playing the team that we wanted, and it could either blow up in our face where they actually beat us on merit, or the plan has worked out nicely and we beat them when we go into the final. So stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that one.
Alrighty, boys. Very special guest on today. We start off with numbers, as we are defined by our numbers as usual. 33.5 million likes and 1.2 million followers on TikTok, 625,000 YouTube subs, 577,000 Facebook followers, 134 Instagram followers, 3 alter egos in brackets, Weldon Chow, Kog Dog, and Charles D. Welcome back to the podcast, or welcome to the podcast for the very first time, I should say, Neel Kolhatkar.
Thank you. And 0 friends in person. So I'm compensating with a few of those numbers. Thanks for having me, boys.
No, our pleasure, mate. We start off this question with every guest, right? What is your rarest moment?
Well, I got really high the other night and I bought 8 crystal necklaces. And all the promo was it was tailored to white women.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I just bought them and they actually look mad. And everyone's been telling me they look good. And I think I'm going to start a new kind of fashion steez. The brown guy culturally appropriating white girl culture.
The reversal.
Yeah, already got the pink going on here. And maybe I'll bring the crystals out later.
Love that.
Depending on when the Venus is in fucking Powerade or whatever. But I've got to be honest, recently that would probably have been my rarest moment.
That's fair. It'll be a pretty quick turnaround time. Got high yesterday, bought the crystals,
Yeah, I
next
know.
day delivery. That's good service from this crystal company.
It was pretty good, yeah. I kind of manifested that delivery. And I think, he's on.
You'll have to see it. All right, that is interesting. That's probably the most recent. People have to think back years and years
exactly.
to when they got to think their rarest moment. So it's good that you got a constant flow every couple of weeks, which is nice.
Yeah, I keep it updated. Always do something out of character every couple of weeks.
Well, look, we first saw you on YouTube ages ago, but how did you kind of get into comedy?
So I did a lot of acting and drama when I was not even in high school. When I was a kid, I did my school play in year 6, and I actually auditioned as a joke. And well, to be honest, I was trying to impress a girl, really, but I didn't impress her at all. But I really enjoyed the play, and then in high school, I started doing classes outside of school, and I realized I had a knack for impressions, and I could sort of compare cultures really well, and a lot of my acting was comedic. I loved people like Chris Lilly, Sacha Baron Cohen, these sorts of strong character actors. So then I transitioned into improvisation, and then I tried stand-up when I was 15. And I wasn't bad at that, and I thought this is something I wanted to pursue after high school. And it all kicked off for me really quickly. I went viral when I was 19, and I actually just dropped out of uni and just pursued stand-up full-time from there. So that was my journey to becoming a full-time stand-up.
Beautiful. Well, like Australian 2 minutes is the one. Was that the one that went viral? That's how we first saw you.
Yeah, that was the first one that went viral. There were a few Kog Dog videos and Weldon Chow videos. As you guys are very, I'm very proud that you mentioned those characters at the start of it.
They'll live in our hearts forever. Kog Dog especially.
Yeah. Oh, and Weldon Chow, I love that. I wish I could bring him back, but he's just such a niche character.
Yeah.
Like only certain areas of Sydney would get it, because every other time, all these people from the rest of Australia are like, oh, that's not an Asian accent. That's terrible, mate. Well, actually, it's very accurate.
Punky.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. Growing up in Hersey, that's how it was.
Well, did you think the video was going to blow up like it did?
No, I had no idea. I hoped that it would, but I didn't think it actually would. So that was insane. That one got 1 million views in a week, and
Jeez.
I didn't leave my house for a couple of days. And as soon as I did, I was at the train station. People were looking at me, and everyone was recognizing me out in the city, and it was bizarre. It was so strange, but awesome at the same time, because then from there I was able to pursue this full time. And in any creative field, if you can do it full time, you're living the dream. So very amazing that it did go viral.
Yeah, for sure. Do people still quote the video to you now, or is it died off a bit? They quote other things.
Yeah, not as much as they did, but every couple of weeks or months, someone will say the classic, "Give us fucking money, cunt."
Classic.
And because all the quotes from that video actually sound like people trying to fight you. I can't tell if they just actually want my money or they're quoting my video. And I dead set, I nearly got in a fight with a guy a couple of years ago because what happens, right, is a lot of people will recognize me and they'll be like, "Oh, bro, you're the fucking funny cunt, bro. I'll fucking bash you," right? And this guy actually he kept looking at me, and then he's like, I was like, "Hey, bro," and then he's like, "Hey, you fucking good, bro?" And I was like, I thought he was like taking the piss and recognizing me. And like a fucking idiot, I go back to them, "You fucking good, bro?" And whatever he was holding, he comes up to me, "We'll fucking say that to my face again, you fucking dog cunt." And
Jesus
in my
Christ.
mind, I'm like, "Oh, wow, he's really taking this character pretty far." But I still wasn't sure. And then eventually I kind of walked away. He was just yelling at me. And then I realized, oh, that guy actually wanted to fight me.
Yeah.
So it's a funny one. I have to kind of assess, is this guy actually quoting a line at me or trying to bash me? So it's an interesting life there.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that's why the boxing started, is it? Because, snap fitness, getting on the bags a bit.
Yeah, gotta just look kind of scary. And like I try to pick up one, if I pick up like a really feminine hobby, I pick up a really masculine hobby with it. So like, buy the crystals, but also get an eyebrow slit.
Yeah, true.
Start gardening, also start boxing. So, you balance it out.
That's it.
That's how it works.
Well, like being ethnic, right? We like dropping out of uni was just such a foreign concept to us. How did your parents take it when you broke the news to them?
They were actually really nice about it. My mum still subtly, for a couple of years, was always saying, "Oh, look, you could maybe do it part-time. You could maybe still do a nice degree to give me a bit of that ethnic mum security." But no, my parents actually, they had very strict Indian parents themselves, and they said, "All right, we're not going to do that to our kids." So I'm very thankful for that. They let me do extracurricular drama classes, and, I would miss a week of school doing state drama in year 12, which, I'd get bullied for it, doing state drama, but it panned out in the end. So no, they definitely, were very strict about studying and doing well at school, but compared to, I think, some other ethnic parents, they were definitely on the more mellow side. So I'm very, very thankful for that, actually. No,
fair enough. Well, you do a weekly comedy show, Neel, Dan and Friends. We've seen the show. But how do you keep the content fresh for repeat audiences?
So we have different acts every week. So the guest spots are obviously going to be very different. And then we do a lot of improv in the show. As you guys know, the second half is entirely improvised, so that's going to be completely different every week. And we try to have a pretty strong turnover of material, so I try to come up with a new 5 minutes every month or so. So, you know, we definitely don't keep it stale, don't keep it the same show, but then things that work, we'll keep and maintain those. So, mainly the different acts and the improv is what keeps it exciting and fresh each week.
Well, like one of the games that you do, when we saw was was you get like, it's an improv, you get someone's Instagram captions and then you kind of go through that. But like, have you ever had a situation where it's just dud Instagram captions, like, or they've got like 5 photos and none?
Or it's like a rest in peace, my friend.
Rest in peace, grandma. Yeah.
Yeah, we get, well, sometimes we get like very political or personal things on their Instagram. And what we'll do is like maybe take little bits of it, or we've gotten to the point where if it is like RIP to pets, we'll just say it.
Oh my God.
RIP to the best dog that ever lived. And I'm trying to involve that in this thing. But sometimes we get like people will send in their business Instagrams and it's just horrendous. So it's like get 40% off if you come to this seminar. And I'm like, oh my God, this is horrific. But we find like Gen Z girls' Instagrams are the best. They're the best for that game because they've got like very sarcastic kind of captions, and yeah, we find that works like really well. Actually,
one thing we find pretty interesting, right, is like on the Instagram stories, you ask for like opinions from different political perspectives, and you get quite like a wide wide array of responses. But have there been any responses that were, I suppose, too red hot to post?
Just too extreme.
Oh, I like to keep that very open. So I like to keep that as a sort of platform for just pure free speech. Like anyone can say whatever they want. 1 or 2 I have decided against posting because, they were just so out of the realm of like morality where I just didn't know if this... I can't even say that on this podcast, man. It was like borderline genocidal.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Yeah, look, I like to think it was like a teenage boy kind of taking the piss, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure, so I just refrained from posting that. But no, 99% of them I post because I think, well, what I'm trying to do with those is there's a lot of blowback that often occurs when people have an opinion within comment sections. So I thought, look, here's just an outlet for, whoever you are. No one will know who you are, but here's an opinion that someone may have. And there's a lot of people who are afraid and sort of reticent to express themselves, particularly online, and I don't like that culture. I think we need to be more open with what people are saying, and I'm trying to do that with those anonymous stories and also sell shows.
True. You get the eyes on the page.
Just to go back for a second, Neel, you mentioned you were doing your year 12 state drama, and you said you got bullied for that. Now, we saw on your YouTube, your earliest YouTube videos were back in 2008. So this would have been while you were in high school. Did anyone from your high school ever find these videos, and did they ever take the piss out of you?
Oh, yeah, bro, because I was like, I was shameless with my marketing, man. I told everyone to share them. And then I don't know if you guys remember the days of Facebook groups, but one of my good friends made a Facebook group saying, oh, Neel Kolhatkar's new video is hilarious. Lol, JK, they're all shit. That Facebook group got more likes than my page at the time.
That's aggressive.
Yeah, and then what else? When I was in year 12, a kid who was in year 7 started a Minecraft account, and in a matter of, I'd been doing that YouTube account for years, since about year 9, and in a matter of weeks, this kid had like 4 times my subscribers, and but what was the most annoying is like he would be like, oh man, keep at it, you'll get to me one day. I'm like, I'm fucking 12 years old, like you can make Minecraft videos. And that wasn't strictly bullying, but it was definitely like a little subtle, like, yeah, you're doing all right with your comedy sketches.
Very patronizing.
Yeah, proud to say that I've overtaken, although having said that, I haven't looked at his channel lately, but I think I've overtaken him.
Yeah, that kid now, Mr. Beast. Like,
Well, that's fair. So they never really stopped you from making videos, because the only reason I ask is because Ro over here, as we've mentioned on the podcast, famously had a YouTube channel back in the day. I think we were in year 8 or year 9. It was DJ Punk Bro.
You can Minecraft.
No, you can look it up. DJ Punk Bro. It's still there.
Worse than Minecraft.
And he did how many videos?
Two videos.
And they were magic videos. Literally,
Magic tricks revealed is what it was.
Oh, how did it go? How many subs did you end up?
It was filmed on, I only did 2 videos, and it was filmed on my Nokia, I don't know if you remember this, Nokia E97 Mini with like
Flip one.
maybe like an 0.5 megapixel camera, and it was just the worst quality video it was just terrible production. It got like 500 views, and 400 is probably them showing other people, to be perfectly honest.
when we found out, we took the piss out of you so much that you decided that's it. Never
I'm
again.
The magic career's over.
Damn. Nah, Magic. You gotta stay on board with that, man. Like that, I think could become the biggest Magic channel in the world.
You never know.
You could have kept at it and you could have been a Neel as well, but
The
here
Neel,
you are.
yeah, Neel of Magic. I think I call him Dynamo.
It's gonna make a comeback. Magic. It's the next big thing. There'll be Magic specials on Netflix, and you're out there revealing all the tricks.
I think that's frowned upon in the Magic community.
I think it is.
It is what it is.
You'd be
Breaking
banning
Every
boundaries.
trick you do, you're revealing. You're going to get shunned soon, right?
I love the idea of like a gang of magicians coming up to your house, like, "Hey, bro, what are you like?"
Crowbar in hand. What do you think you're doing?
Rabbit in the other hand.
The crowbar disappears once they do ya.
Instead of like in The Godfather, they give like the head of a horse. There's just a top hat there, and you're like, "Fuck, this is an omen."
The top hat on his front door one day.
Enough about my Magic career.
Yeah.
Please move along.
Well, we mentioned that, yeah. So like we saw you growing up, and like I don't know about you two, but like growing up, I think like Neel, Superwog, and like my Chonny, you guys were like the Avengers for ethnic kids here in Australia. Like we looked up to you guys so much. So for Neel, like, did you ever feel the weight of expectations of being the token brown guy and having the expectations of every single brown kid in Australia on your shoulders?
Yes and no, man. Like I kind of did feel that way a little bit, because when you are just there's not many younger brown guys that are in Australian media or online. But at the same time, man, that's a lot of pressure. Like, goddamn. I mean, every time I'd kind of make fun of, or do like a bad Indian joke, or do something that didn't necessarily bode well with the brown community, I'd feel the ire of many young brown guys. And eventually I was like, man, fuck, look, you don't need to look up to me, right? Like, I am still a bit of a fuckwit. Okay? Like, I'm not... I shouldn't be like holding the mantle for all brown guys in Australia. Okay. So yeah, like yes and no, but yeah, it was a bit hit and miss there. Like sometimes I felt like I was, but then now, I mean, I don't know. I still obviously am a brown guy. I mean, even though I'm now culturally appropriating like any
White girl.
Yeah, white girls more than anything. I think it's really important for people to it's important to have role models, but to also be an individual and not necessarily, it's good to look up to people, but not necessarily define your existence or, have a very strong emotional response if that person in the media does make misstep or do something that the community itself may not agree with. I don't like being an avatar for the brown community in that sense. Sometimes I'll get comments saying like, "Hey man, like you swear too much in the videos. This is embarrassing for all us Indians." And I'm like, bro, there's like 1.4 million. Like, why am I the one? Don't put me up to this standard. So yeah, mixed feelings about that one. Yeah.
No, fair enough. That's well said. So, to go back to Weldon Chow just for a second.
Yeah, our favorite character.
Our favorite character. We have to. Let's put
We
it out there.
all went to New South Wales because of the
Yeah,
Weldon Chow.
That's kind of true though. We were like in year 11 when Weldon Chow I think came out, maybe year 10, and we're like, dude, UNSW seems pretty cool.
Weldon Chow did free marketing for UNSW.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I deserve like a little cut of every student who goes to UNSW. Hey.
Did you ever meet any actual Weldon Chows in real life, like people who like basically were based on your character, or Kog Dogs even?
Oh, bro, Weldon Chow was entirely based on these two guys I went to school with. And they're aware, like, I've told him, and he's like, "Oh, bro, is Weldon Chow based on me?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It's entirely based on you. And he's even in one of them. Like, I think in the UNSW one, he's one of those guys like that, just there for a second.
Oh, he's in there.
It's like when Stan Lee goes into
The Marvel
movies.
yeah. But yeah, I'm not gonna reveal who it was. But yeah, entirely based on pretty much one guy I went to high school with.
And his name, Weldon C.
Yeah. No, it was funny you mentioned that. So I actually looked up on Facebook Weldon Chow, and there is an actual Weldon Chow who lives in California. So Neil, do you owe this guy any royalties, or even just an apology maybe for tarnishing his name?
Damn! Oh wow! Oh, poor guy. He Googles that and he's like, "What is this?" No, I think I like to think he actually had a different name prior to seeing the videos, and then actually changed his name as a
Homage.
He wanted all that clout. He wanted that Weldon Chow clout.
exactly, and now it's gonna spread in California, and that was the plan all along.
Californian market.
Are you big in California?
Not yet, but if this guy, if Weldon in California spreads the word, I will be soon. So that's all riding on him.
So in terms of like Weldon Chow, did you ever consider like exploring maybe Kog Dog's cousin? So I've come up with a few characters for you that maybe you can steal from me. We give you permission. So maybe Kog Dog's cousin from Bankstown, Wog Dog, could be decent.
That's good. I like
Or maybe his mate from Stratfield, Strawbra,
Hey, Strawbra.
who's often found at the Stratfield Fountain.
I like that.
Strawbra.
Strawbra, because I've actually moved from Cogra. A lot of people don't like to hear that, but I live in Concord now, so technically the Kog Dog, yeah. So I might have to start making some there. But he did actually. There was this bizarre backstory for Kog Dog, and then his mortal enemy is like a guy called the Rock Dog. It's just a guy from Rockdale. Like on the train line where like the train passes Cockroach, and there was just like him and his boys like, yo man, this is bullshit, man, fuck the Kog Dog, man, on St. George. But I just never really did any videos there, but I was just me and a few of my friends creating like a crazy backstory. And I might have to involve that one day. I might have to bring the Rock Dog back.
I love it.
Hopefully we can be in the Rock Dog when you bring it back.
We'll be the Rocks.
Yeah,
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, man. Like we got the Rock Dogs right. Where are you guys based? Did you say you're in the hills?
Yeah, in the hills.
Hills Dog doesn't have the same ring to it.
When you find our new spirit animal.
Well, no, we'll go to Hillsong and bring some Bibles around.
Hey.
That's the character.
Kog Dog takes a religious turn.
The character arc of Kog Dog is unreal.
Man, the streets, I'm done with that, man. I hustle the Bible verses, bro. He's a changed man.
Alrighty, boys. Today we're going to play What is the Question of the Fan Favourite. So if you don't know how it works, I'm going to throw out some answers and the boys are going to give me the questions and the funniest answer will win. So the order will go Neel, Sen, Migs. But to start us off, the answer is 2 litres. What is the question?
I had the amount of rainfall in every Sydney sider's backyard right now.
Yeah, at least 2 litres.
At least.
I thought the question was, how much ivermectin did I drink when I got COVID?
And I think the question is, what size milk bottle has my dad taken 20 years and counting to find at the shops?
You hate to say
I
it.
hope he comes back.
I've been waiting 20s, mate.
I'm going to give it to Sen for the ivermectin joke. So Sen takes a 1-0 lead. The answer is 12 snags. What is the question?
What defines a good after party following Mardi Gras?
Oh, gosh.
I think the question is, what do I think of when girls say they want to experiment in the bedroom? Similar lines to Neil there.
I have taken, unfortunately, a more literal approach. What would Bunnings have to offer me to have their logo permanently tattooed on my ass?
Come off it. I'm going to give it to Neil for the Mardi Gras joke, to be honest, because as it is coming up, 1-1, Migs yet to get on the board. The answer is 80%. What is the question?
The cutoff for ethnic parents to still love you.
That's not in my experience.
Yeah, no,
That's
that was-
been
80's low.
15% higher.
Quite
to be
low.
honest.
Yeah. True.
I think the question is, how much is my portfolio down just this week?
It's a harsh reality of the worlds we live in,
It
to be
actually
honest.
is. I wish this was a joke.
that one hurt. I believe the question is, how much of the Big Mac is actually horse meat?
I'm going to give it to Migs. That is true. The Big Mac is
It can't be
mystery.
like $5 if it's beef, bro. That's all I'm saying.
They claim it's Wagyu, but Wagyu what?
I don't think they do claim it's Wagyu.
I think they do.
No, they say like Angus beef, don't they?
They still claim beef. That's not beef.
That's what the issue is.
All right, Migs, 1-1. Here we go. All to play for the next 4 rounds. The answer is 200 meters. What is the question?
The distance preventing an all-out war between the Kog Dog and the Rock Dog.
I love it. Sen.
I think the question is, how far did the judge order me to stay away from primary schools?
No.
Similar. I believe. No, not really. I believe the question is, how far does Kanye legally have to distance from Kim Kardashian?
True. That is true.
Surely it's more than 200 meters.
Yeah.
The trucks,
I
mate.
think it would be more than that.
I'm going to give it to Neel simply because off the back of the conversation.
That's true. That's fair. We'll
You'll
give
have
that.
to see the creativity. The answer is 10 cows. What is the question?
The dowry my parents would expect.
For you?
No, probably not for me. For my sister. Yeah.
True.
For me, it's like, look, a girl will do.
I've unfortunately gone down a similar route to Neil there. So I think the question is, due to inflationary pressures, what is the current market rate for a bride in India?
10 cows.
That's steep. I'll have to say 10 cows do that.
That's pretty steep, yeah.
What does a cow go for these days? Who knows?
I reckon a decent amount. I reckon a couple of thousand.
I don't think the supply of cow really matches that right now. Like, that would be,
Demand's too high.
True.
yeah.
Very, very true. Migs.
I believe the question is, what sacrifices had to be made for the double cheeseburger I had for lunch?
10 cows.
It was a big burger, I must say.
I'm going to give it to Migs again for the multiple McDonald's joke. He has a running theme.
Are you serious? All right.
Did you want your inflationary pressure answer to
Yeah,
be
I thought it was
paid?
a clever answer. Nah, don't worry about it.
It is what it is. The answer is, it's a bit controversial here. So the answer is Vladimir Putin. What is the question?
Carefully, lads.
Who's the next emperor of NATO?
I think the question is, what's the top Google image result when I search cunt?
Ooh.
Ooh, watch yourself,
That's a good
Sadie.
Are we going to get targeted now?
You're going to get targeted. You don't speak for me and Ro here.
Yeah, I actually,
Vladdy Daddy is...
You
is
pro
mine.
it, are we?
I'm not
No, I never said that.
Pro Russia.
I feel like the safe option is to be anti right now. So
Yeah.
Well, in case Vladdy listens to this episode,
It's the biggest fan, actually.
just gets live streamed straight to the Kremlin.
I believe the question is, who just needs a hug and kiss and told everything is okay?
Dear.
I mentioned this to you. Did you guys see?
The leader of Ukraine probably needs that more right
Yeah.
now.
Speaking of that, did you guys see I told you guys this last night, but the actress who wrote a poem to Vladimir Putin saying, "Oh, if I was your mother, I would have loved you and hugged you when you were a child." Like, what the fuck? And all the comments like, "Oh, well done, you've stopped the war. Like, you're so brave."
Yeah, now that Western society is like an actual war is on the brink of our doorstep. Social media activism, we gotta realize that shit does not work.
Yeah.
Okay? Like the hashtag stop Vladimir, like that's not gonna work, bro. I don't think Vladimir's looking at that and like, oh, this is good poem. I guess I will put down the gun. Like, it's not how it works.
But I haven't seen any Instagram stories. You know how shit you should know or care about, that page they often put out infographics. I haven't seen any of that.
They're coming out today. Today
You
I've
reckon?
seen 15 in a row.
They're getting churned through Canva yesterday. Now they're on the Instagram stories today.
I actually forgot everyone's answers. So I'm going to give it a draw.
Lovely.
And finally, the answer is 7 months. What is the question?
How long till World War III begins?
Oh, I would...
I'll give it 7 weeks.
7
maybe.
weeks, maybe 7 minutes.
Days, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as we're not on the
front line. I'm good.
No, dude, we're the pride. Like, we're getting conscripted.
I'm talking about the real World War III. We're talking Cogra versus Rockdale. Like, that's where those are the true power players. 7 months, Kog Dog's over his Bible. All right, he's back into it. He's back in the game.
He's ready. He's ready. Oh, dearie me. Senny, go on.
I think the question is, how long was I in a relationship with the Tinder swindler for?
7 months. How many money did you give the Tinder swindler?
I'm in $300,000 of debt, dude. Can I just say those women? Look, I don't want to victim blame, but far out. Jeez, how do you fall for that? How do you keep taking out loan after loan?
It's love,
dude. That's not love.
Have you seen it, Neil? Have you seen Tinder swindler?
I haven't. I've heard some good things though. So give me the rundown of like, is this just a guy who's catfished multiple women and swindled them for lots of money? Is that essentially
he was essentially doing like a Ponzi scheme and just like taking money from one woman to spend on another, and then taking the other woman's money to spend on the first woman, and then essentially, apparently, I think he took like $10 million across like so many different women over like 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
But the thing is, like, so like every time he would be like, oh yeah, like my credit card's not working. Can you send me a loan of $30,000?
Can you transfer me 30 grand?
Like, what the fuck?
And they did it.
And they did it. Every single one of them did. They were all in like hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt.
To be fair, the first date is he's flying on private jets across Europe. Like,
to be fair, yeah.
At that point, you're backing him that he has 30 grand to give you next week.
Man, this is actually like, okay, forget the ethics of it. This is like a really clever entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a lot of money. Damn.
Very well done. And we went to jail and came back, and
he
now
went to jail for like 4 months, and he's out free. And he's got like a Hollywood agent now. He wants to be in TV shows and movies. Dude, this guy's a crook. I love it.
Doesn't he have like some online get rich quick scheme?
Wow.
Yeah. He's got like a business course now that he's selling. So like you can learn how to like do what he does, and he's charged like $300 for like 3 or 4 lessons or something.
And like that money he's gonna use to pay for another Tinder match, isn't it?
Literally.
Yeah, probably.
Exactly. He's prolific. He's self-sustaining. I have to say, it's quite impressive, but also
He's a Tinder goat.
yeah.
Damn. So wait. So he'd asked the first girl for. So isn't there that story of someone who started off with a red paperclip and continually traded up to the point where they ended up with a cut? So this guy like started off like, hey, can I borrow $50? When most women will be like, yeah, sure. Like, oh, you seem like a nice guy. I'll transfer you $50. And then with that $50, he paid off someone that he had borrowed less from, and then he just continually like went up and up and up. Is that actually his bit?
Pretty much.
The year-on-year growth of his play.
Well, I've got to admit, it's a good business model. That's a great business model, man.
There are lessons to be learned and implemented in modern
To be
business.
fair, like he didn't have to spend a single cent of his own money.
Yeah.
And he was just living off everyone else's money.
Living a luxurious lifestyle is crazy. It's actually quite good. You should check it out.
Definitely worth a watch. Yeah, for sure.
And I love that, like a girl, you could say one word and then they'll be like, nah, that's a red flag, ghosting you forever. But, oh, can I borrow $30,000? Oh, that's perfectly normal. Yeah, he seems safe.
Crystal's told him to.
I love it. Well, Neil gets that point. And I think with that, Manny and Neil tie, dare I
so.
suggest?
Yeah.
With 2 or 3. But we'll check that in the recording.
We'll have to
see
go
how
back
that
because
goes.
we don't actually keep count.
Yeah, it's not the points.
We're all winners.
Yeah, exactly right. But with that, we'll move on to the outro.
Alrighty, that brings us to the end of a very special episode. Thanks again, Neil, for coming on. If they didn't catch it in the interview, where can the people find you?
Go to neeldan.com, neeldan.com for shows across the East Coast, and go to youtube.com/NeilK for my YouTube channel, and Neel Kolhatkar for my Instagram. And those are the main ones.
Too easy. And we'll have all those links in our bio so you can check them anyways. Whilst you're there, you can check out all our stuff, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. And with that, we will see all of you next week.